Whoosh! Top one ladies, my name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Luffy was the Infinity Lord of the Weather. So, let me explain this real quick. So, Infinity Lord of the Weather is basically, he has the power of 3 powers rolled into 1. He has infinity, 0, and the weather. Another manipulation. But if there was a 4th power that comes into his body, then all 4 of them fuse into the Lord of the weather. Yeah. So, without further ado, let's explain. Actually, let's get into the what if. And Ace wouldn't be executed in this what if universe. But Sabo, would be. So just keep that in mind. So let's begin with the kids part. Or kids arc thing. So Luffy hangs out with, or actually, Shanks accidentally gave Luffy a Del fruit thing. Or actually, he ate the Del fruit Well, he hangs out with, but they didn't know that the Zuko, or no, I keep saying Zuko, sorry. The Luffy, they didn't know Luffy had so much powers. So when he has hung out with her when they were just kids, and yeah. He also hanged out with Ace and Sabo. So, yeah. When they were kids, and and they always saw him smiling. But then, during that same day, when out of anger, Luffy ate no matter if it's called Nika fruit thing, I still call it the gum fruit. Yeah, so he ate the gum fruit. Yum, out of anger. But then they were doing like the same thing what the anime does. He stretched his body, but then out of nowhere, he kind of changed a lot. When he was just a kid, his own power, they didn't know. As the Zuko, or as Luffy's body starts to morph, as out of pain, because how much power he's holding, it combined, and to create the Nika, or two most powerfulest lords, goddesses. I'm using both. I know that Giannis is a girl, but it's easy for me to say. So I'll just say lords. Two lords. One is the Singanika, and the other is actually the Lord of the Weather, Luffy, because his body evolved. Home. What's up?
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
I too.
I'll see you tonight.
Hey.
Okay.
Sorry about that little incident. Yeah. So yeah. So then basically, so when they did notice that he lost his smile. As Ultra, I think that's her name is, the UTA, was trying to, or hang out with him. But because he lost his smile, no. It kind of reminds me of my other what if, what if Luffy was something, I forgot the name of it. But please go check the old what if Luffy was something I forgot. I think he was embodiment of infinity and zero, I believe. Or has the power of it. I don't remember. So, yeah. Well, Luffy, or actually, Ace, Ultra, and Sabo. Oh, this guy walked up to Luffy and tells him what's wrong. As he doesn't know why. And as Luffy just looks away. Okay? As, let's say, Shanks, Ings, and Ultra were about to leave. They got on the pirate ship or their own ship and goes away, but then the dragon's ship, or should I say battleship, came and it was about to wipe them out. As Zuko, who knows, as his voice echoes through, "You will not hurt that ship," as he roars so loud that thunderclouds formed and destroyed the entire battleship with just one strike of it. Yeah. It was not like the Marines, so Marines are safe. But some other pirates came to to collect or try to collect Red Hair Shanks' bounty, as they sunk towards the bottom of the ocean, as everyone was surprised. Shocked faces, as everyone can't even believe Eve. They still can't get over how Luffy just conjured up lightning like that as it starts to rain. And it was pretty terrifying. And as Luffy says, or not Luffy, everybody else was like shocked. Like they were like, holy crud. And yeah, no one could ever, as he says, did I do that? As Zuko looks at him, or no, as Luffy looks at his hand. As, yeah, so time skip. Reason why I'm doing the time skip is because it all happens in canon. So like Luffy uses his power to basically yeah. And also, I forgot to mention, in this what if, I am definitely turning Nico Robin, because I looked it up, of Nico Robin's his younger brother thing. And here. Nico Robin's brother. Yeah, this guy. I kind of changed, because in this alternate universe thing, I changed it to the younger brother. So I changed Nico Robin and his like slightly to be like basically a little bit more on towards Luffy thing, like basically makes him the younger brother, most powerfulest one in the world, first of all. So when Sabaody thing, and she does meet Luffy like in canon, but then he also, similar to what he doesn't think straight, as Luffy uses most of his time of like training with a gum fruit, as he hits Smoker like always, like sending both Smoker and Ace flying through the buildings, as he's like, huh, okay, sure is dry out, isn't it? Yeah. And before the food, or before the, as he pulls out his wallet, as he like, for the food before, he's like, okay. Just to make sure. So, then Luffy eats, But because there's two different personalities of Luffy in the same body, they don't tell which one's which. So then yeah. So Fire Fist Ace comes in, but he is, as he says, "Hey Luffy, long time no see." Huh. Long time no see either, Ace. As Smoker's like, "Can you stop eating for 2 minutes?" Thing. It's similar to canon, but the he says, "Huh, yeah, right. I'm always hungry." So yeah, so Luffy ends up eating as yeah. As Zuko or as Luffy tells himself a joke that only he can understand. And inside of his own head. As Luffy was he still has, but then he just laughs at himself as he cracks his own smile. Oh. Oh. Because yeah. The so so Luffy was and sorry for if you're hearing a lot of barking. Hold on just 1 second before I sorry about that. So yeah. So yeah, sorry about that. So yeah. Luffy he just because how much power he has as Joy Boy or Sanyanika was basically told Luffy a joke that to make himself feel better. As Luffy starts cracking the as he was away from everybody because how much power as he can't sleep. Because yeah. But he told himself a joke that he starts laughing at himself. As he starts smiling. That's just funny. As he feels so much better after. So, sadly, the Ace and Salvo and Ultra never saw him, like, truly smile. Every time they do, still focuses on the mission thing. So, yeah, so Sabo, or no, so Ace is like, huh, you never smile, don't you? Huh. The If if that wasn't a joke, that wouldn't be funny. So he's like, lighten up. Um, you're so like, every time I see ya, you're like always, all right. Well, why? As he's asking why, and they all notice that too. As Luffy's like, as during the crocodile arc thing, that's what I call it. The Luffy's like, huh. As he starts giggling at himself, but he doesn't show Crocodile that he's laughing so hard. If that was a joke, that would have been funny. If I'm as Zuku's whose anger, but you really ticked me off, as Luffy says. And you made this town into a battlegrounds. As Zuko uses his full power, he's in control. But you know what it means? When he's in control, the everybody looks up towards the skies and they see rain and thunder. Like heaviest yeah. Heaviest rain that they ever seen. As lightning struck Crocodile. Oh. As Nico Robin can't even believe him as he punched Crocodile around like a little rag doll. Oh, yeah. As Nico Robin remembers that what he said earlier to Crocodile before the storms. If that was a joke, that would be funny. But yeah, so Nico Robin runs up to Luffy and tells him that this is what she said. Because Nico Robin told Luffy that why did the crocodile, or not crocodile, I almost said croco. So then yeah. So then Luffy, or so Nico Robin tells Luffy that why did the chicken cross the road or cross the desert? Why? To get to the other side. As he starts, and he could see him as Crocodile says, "What are you doing?" As he looks up and sees clouds dissipate. As Luffy starts to laugh or crack a smile. That is just funny. as Luffy is kind of like, as when Luffy walks right up to, as Nico Robin knows that when she saw her brother, or younger brother actually, she knew that her youngest brother was powerful than anyone in the entire world. So then when when Luffy was like, that's just funny, as he starts smiling, as I never had this much laughter before. As the crocodile runs in and it was about to kill Luffy, but then out of nowhere, lightning struck him twice in the back, as he was deep fried. As Nico Robin tells the king that of the Sabaody, or whatever is it Sabaody arc? I forgot I always forget. And that, yeah. So, yeah. So Luffy was who was so powerful that that's why he can't smile, because he doesn't know who he is. Is he himself or Nika? And as as Luffy tells Nico Robin that so Nico Robin tells Zuko, or Luffy, or no, Nico Robin could tell that he doesn't truly understand why he doesn't know who he is. Because when he's just by himself, he's so quiet. And like he doesn't even understand himself anymore. And she's like wondering where's Luffy's at. Luffy, where are you? He always disappears on us. He never visits. What's a captain without, or what's a good that captain is if he disappears? As he's just quietly, so Luffy gets It's like a lot more calmer. He needs to calm down. Oh. Yeah. So, hey, sorry. Because he doesn't know himself, so he doesn't want to show it to his own friends or his own, because he doesn't even know himself. As he, like, he's having conflicts of himself. As Luffy, as Zuko, so Luffy just conjured up a mini storm inside of as he's watering the trees. As he grabs a Del fruit that he plucked. Fish modeled dragon. I'm keeping this just to be safe. And she says, "There you are. Long time. I see that you were watering plants. Yeah. So, can you tell me that well, why you always disappear on your crew? Come on, Luffy. Well, so, sorry. So, Luffy doesn't know himself anymore. And the rest of, it's a secret that as he uses his power inside of his hand, as Nico Robin sees, it's like that same cloud instance. So, yeah. Sorry for this is a long video. And, yeah. So, basically, Zuko, or no, I keep saying Zuko. Luffy, he ends up finally telling, or before Nico Robin walked away, he says, you never had the two different personalities before, Nico Robin. As as she turns around, as he says, or as Zuko or Luffy says, I sometimes don't even know myself anymore. Since I was born with a power of, I'll tell you what I had, or what I have. I don't just have the power of the gum fruit. I was born with a power before that. 3 powers. Infinity, Zero, and the weather. As Nico Robin can't believe, it's like 3 Del fruits inside your body already. Yeah. But I know the Void Sentry because of my power of 0. But I don't. But since the fruit of the Gum power, or that our Gum fruit gave me the 3rd power, it. How will I put this? It transformed her, like it created 2 different personalities. One was, or actually one, called the Sanganika of Infinity and Weather Lord of 0. And then there's me. I could take 3 different personalities, rolled it into one. As Nico Robin could see that, and because she knows no matter how many personalities you have, Luffy, we'll still be here for you. When the day comes and all 3 of your personalities agree, we'll be there to make sure that your pain doesn't. As he literally told her that it's pretty painful for me to tell them. Because he doesn't, yeah. As Nico Robin stays around, and she still hangs out with him, and she even calls him her younger brother. Because Luffy has all the information. So, a time skip. 2, because and Luffy doesn't go Luffy doesn't go to where Boa has domain. No, he goes to some other land, abandoned land. As he grabs the paper, as all 3 of them, Luffy, he looks at his, and he sees as he doesn't even know himself. But then a paper came out of nowhere a couple days after, as it read, Soba, or whatever his name is, this guy is going to get executed. As Luffy's and his other 2 personalities were shocked when they saw that they're gonna execute my brother. As the weather changed, as all three personalities molded into one to creating the Lord of the entire universe. Yeah. Strong. Of the seasons. Yeah. He is a lot more. He is like his body structure was similar to the or to Luffy's is gear fourth, I think. Let's try gear fourth. This one. Because Luffy already knew how to use hockey. And he created his own new version called weather hockey. It allows him to manipulate the storm, or anyone that controls storms as Delfruit's things. Yeah. And yeah. So when he went to and he blasted right through the Impel Down. Like he actually destroyed the entire Impel Down. Boom, 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 boom. All the way to level 6. Because no one could even stop him. Not even monsters or like Delfurt users could even stop him. Yeah. As he sees his brother under your sight for sore eyes. Yeah. As he breaks the chambers off. As he breaks the chains off. As Luffy and Sabo walks out. As Luffy turns back around and crushes the chains on for the Jinbei's to set Jinbei free. And Zuko's like, or Luffy's like, well, yeah. So, no one, he did, or so, Ace did stay with Whitebeard. And so he did save Usopp, so yeah. He was a weather lord. He wasn't like going down without a fight. As Luffy was not himself, but instead, this new personality is more of a fighter that no one even challenges his wrath. Not even... Yeah. So he goes to the execution grounds. Yeah. They get everybody on board and as Luffy gets... Yeah. So the water like the seawater, when he touched it, it doesn't affect him. Because his power, when when it fused with a Delphic thing, it created the personality, and it also took away the weakness of the lose your ability to swim. So yeah, he can stand on water, as he could see no one even dares as storm rolls in, as everybody's like military guys, and so Whitebeard says the my pain, as the voice comes from like everywhere. My pain. Pain. You don't blame anyone for my pain, but you guys, the Marines, as they see a angry Luffy, as he says, every day, him, since from that point on, hun, no one, hun, ticks me off more than you guys at this very moment. Now, let me demonstrate why. Him. And yeah, Luffy took on the entire Marines and won. He battled against admirals like the lava dude, ice dude, the light dude by himself. And yeah, Luffy was powerful. He basically beat the snot out of all of them. So his grandfather was in shock. He never had the son that's powerful enough to destroy the entire world. But he's more, like, whoa. As everybody can't even believe how powerful. As Luffy, yeah. He was even in channeling his own weather powers into his attack. So yeah. As even the Ice Admiral said, you need to cool off. Bam! As he gets hit and sent flying backwards. As Luffy wasn't gonna allow, because this is a whole different kind of Luffy that no one. As then Luffy, as Sabo runs, or actually Fire Fist Ace and Sabo knows that he's not himself. Oh. This is, or someone's controlling Luffy's angry emotions. As Luffy, or so Ace and Sabo or actually Whitebeard says, "What do you mean? Is it strange to you," as Sabo says, "is it strange to you that someone that has like 4 powers could do damage like that?" As Garp notices that the only 2 people that now know that this is a new form of Luffy is actually his other, or his grandpa Garp, and Nico Robin. Because Nico Robin told Luffy that if that day comes, will be there to as he's about to kill the lava, as Garp grabs Luffy's arm, as Garp brings him in and hugs him, and he says, or actually off screen during the time skip thing, Nico Robin tells Garp that or the Luffy's going through a mental breakdown. Like, what do you mean? Well, after the crocodile incident thing, Luffy, I went and checked on Luffy, and I could tell that he's in pain. But then when I asked him from what, then he told me that he's in pain from having split personalities. He doesn't know who he is. Is he Luffy? Or is he the Lord of the Weather? Or is he the Sun God Nika? Because as he's suffering from, as Garp could sense, as Garp holds Luffy, as he knows that, Luffy, I know that you're suffering from the split personalities, but no matter what, we'll all be here for you. As Luffy calms down, as tears coming down his face, as he hugs his own grandpa, as the lava guy and like rest of the Marines, and the pirates, like Whitebeard's crew, was unharmed. Because Luffy wasn't able to destroy anyone. And as one of the higher ups, the gorilla guy was, or let's say Blackbeard says, guess we missed all the fun. As Luffy could tell that Sabo told Luffy that it's him that turned me in and tried to execute me. As Garp knows that the As Edgar doesn't expected Luffy to, like, he's like, as he didn't realize, he realized that he is using on his own, he's using everyone else's Del fruits. Like, he made, like, Boaz's, his own version of Boaz's, his attack. Though, I forget the attack's name. The slave arrow, I think. Yeah. Like how she, like, I'm trying to remember what it was. No, not that one. Where, yeah. So when he used it, and he also used, as he looks at, there was a big guy that was like, oh, you found me. And, yeah, the guy, he did, like, these, had similar, like, moves to, like, as even the 7 warlords were so surprised. And he even combined certain ones to, like, pain, boom. As, yeah, Luffy was, as there was only 2 people standing, Luffy and Blackbeard. As Blackbeard sees his men, some of them got turned to stone, some of them are just knocked out. As Luffy grabs Blackbeard and sends him flying towards the wall as he's about to strangle. He doesn't as him, as Garp knows that he's still, but he punches the Blackbeard as the Luffy grabs the weapon, and this would be your execution ground. As he enchannels it with, as he sliced Blackbeard when Luffy was holding him. Yeah. So Blackbeard gets killed or gets wiped out, like his entire crew got wiped out. As Luffy relaxed, as the part of him told himself a joke. No. Why did a snake cross the road? Why? As part of his eye, like, basically Sanganika tells him that joke to get to the other side. As his hair calms down, as he's back to normal, so as he feels so much better than he was earlier. As he says, And as he starts smiling, that was fun. As Sabo and Grandpa, or like Garp, never seen Luffy smile before. But then when he saw what, as he's like, as the light guys, or so Garp told the light guy, I forget his name, the one that always, he never had, or he never smiled because I think I know why that he wasn't smiling. Because he didn't know who he is, or who was in control of his own body. I see. So you're saying that Luffy has 3 personalities? Yeah. Just let just let him have the yeah. So then cannons were aimed right at him as they were about to fire, but then the he as yeah, clouds formed and they struck all the cannons, making them explode. Boom, 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 boom. And Zuko is happy. Me, because Garb is like, all this time I thought you were depressed because, yeah, because it's, I had, as no one knew that he was born with 3 powers and adding a 4th one, creating 2 separate personalities with his main personality. So that makes it 3. So Garb's like, yeah, with that much power that you have, I'm glad. And Luffy was glad that his sister, or actually, Garp knew that Nico Robin was the or sister to Luffy. So when when he told Nico Robin that Luffy was glad, or Nico Robin glad that, so let him have his fun. So yeah, Luffy ends up training with Jinbei, and he used, because he has the power of every hockey in the entire One Piece world. But because of his powers in general, that also infused the hockeys into his own body. So if he was, say, if a cannonball hits him, he would use Omnin hockey or armor hockey with his gum powers to make it look like he's just got shot. But instead, she shot back. Yeah. So, time skip to the K-Hake arc. or to the King of the Beasts, Zoo, I think, Zoo arc, and yeah, and no, every time I think about that Zoo arc, there's this weird alternate version where not Nico Robin, the I forget her name, the Nami and AMI were getting molested at their all the time because she's a girl and yeah. So yeah, if you guys don't mind. So yeah, so Luffy ends up like getting knocked out, and he said, or in his conscious mind, he says, "Go ahead and show them why." So then Nico, or not Nico, the Sanganika pops up, and he's like, my turn, as he's jumping around like in canon, and beats the snot out of him, dragon guy, and yeah, he beats around him and Big Mom at the same time. So yeah, Luffy had so many powers, but I don't want to waste any more time. But yeah, so how long is this video? Yep, it's because this is going to be a movie. So yeah, so then after the Zoo arc, right? Then the hung hazard thing, and both Luffy or so Nico Robin finally told Luffy that he is her younger brother, and he's like, wow. And then it was also time for him to explain why he keeps disappearing on him during those days. As he explains that he was suffering from split personalities. Of he doesn't know who he was at a time. Really? Yeah. So then Luffy was like, that explains why yeah, so Boa I forgot to mention, Boa did notice that Luffy was way more powerful than any normal human or any normal man. But seeing him using her Delphoot powers was like, man, that got her attention. And plus, he was unaffected by her powers anyway, so the arrow that she dealt to him in the shoulder didn't do nothing. He just pulls it out. And so Boa ends up falling in love with Zuko, or Luffy, sorry. I keep getting those two confused. I keep saying Zuko. So yeah. So basically, Zuko was basically he's always been, or no, actually, Luffy always been the person that has. So one day they sent him, or Soboa sent a message to Luffy. And yeah, Luffy tells, or no, actually, Boa tells Luffy to date her. As he doesn't understand what that means. So his sister starts explaining it in a way that someone really likes you. Yeah. And yeah. So he doesn't know how much. Wang. Sorry. So, yeah. If you guys want me to do a what if Boa gets married to Luffy, or, yeah. So let's do a little bit of a time skip to the kind of like the movie Red Films, or Film Red, I think, or Red. Yeah. Where, yeah, he meets her, and she knows that he's there, but she doesn't know that Luffy was going through the personalities at the time, as when she sent Luffy to whom the back rooms, or the in her fantasy world thing, she didn't expect Luffy to actually reacted. And he starts laughing at her as he lifts his head up, as he starts smiling, as she never actually saw him smile for a first time. It was her first time that Luffy actually smiles. So then when she stops herself and she walked over in her imagination world thing, and instead of stabbing him in the chest, she just straight up hugged him. As he tells her reason why he wasn't smiling at that time, him, is because I was suffering from the split personalities to the point of I don't know who I was. As Ultra can't believe, as she tells Luffy that she doesn't care who he was, if he was himself or someone else. She still cares about him. So then the music monster comes through. So then the red-haired Shanks stops her in the real world, and from gonna stab Luffy. But before he even did it, electricity sent her flying backwards. as Zuko's eyes, or Luffy's eyes, open. And she says, you must be Ultra. As she's wondering in the real world why he's not asleep. Like, she knows that he was asleep, but then as Lord of Weather says, I'm Luffy's is number 2 personality. Think about me as his twin brother. Number 2. As the... So, yeah. So then red-haired Shanks shows up with the Marines Marines was about to kill Ultra, but Lord of the Weather stops the attack. As he says, it takes a lot to do it. As both Luffy's, so then a monster came out and as Sanyanika fused with the weather to create the ultimate season. As he says, there's a good chance of snow pies. Boom! as Ultra sees, as she never seen him smile. And as he knows, he doesn't, or as he remembers, or Luffy tells her, I might miss you, but hey, we'll still be friends no matter what. And I even see you as my own sister yeah. So then Luffy, he cares about her, and he does really dumb stuff before. And he says, as he starts singing, or as Luffy, he has a much more beautiful voice when he's by himself. When the other 2 personalities were sleeping, he always sings to himself. But in this situation, because of a power of 0 inside of him, every time he starts singing, it's like a black hole. So he starts singing calmly as the monster or demon monster thing was like, no! As he starts singing, sits in a soft tune that even, as he absorbed the black, or the music monster. So, yeah, Luffy was pretty strong. And, yeah, when he absorbed, and he's like, as they were like, man, how did you sing so calm like that? As everybody's like wondering why he sings so calmly. as he says that, sometimes my personalities, when the other two sleeps, I start singing to myself quietly so that no one else could hear. But in this situation, it was, yeah. So then, now he's gone. As he creates a sword, as he stabs himself so that the demon and that or music demon doesn't come back out. So he stabs himself. No. As yeah. So yeah, Luffy was pretty strong. He cares, as they thought he was dead. And so then the music monster in the real world disappears, and yeah. So then they both, or Luffy's body goes back to sleep, as everyone's like, okay, as Luffy's heart stops beating, as yeah, everybody thought he was dead. But then he gets up. Did you guys miss me or something? Or let's say in the next day, he wakes up, all refreshed. It took me a couple minutes to see, because in the dream world, I never actually died. So yeah. So then the Ultra was pretty happy that she could see her friend again. And he thought, yeah. But Luffy just like, wow, really? And Luffy's like, man, you're crazy. You think I'm dead? No, I'm not dead. I'm crazy. So, yeah. I think you're crazy. So, So, in the near future thing, Luffy got married to Boa, and Boa had the kids, and Ace gets married to that girl from, I forget her name, the one that's from the zoo arc. And every time I think about it, it just scares me sometimes. And so, yeah. So now this is going to be the end of the What If. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and sorry for this very long video because I wanted to add all the details into this What If. So, yeah, that's why it's super long. So, bye.